today. No.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of pressure, Pip.
I know, a lot of pressure. We're here to talk about 2023 predictions. I'm so
Oh
excited.
no.
So excited. I did do a little tiny bit of research on top of what we talked about, Rena. So I think we're going to have the best chitty chat today.
Yeah, this is my favorite episode of the season.
Mm.
I even got a chapter in a book doing this one year. It was really fun.
Really?
Yeah,
It is.
yeah,
I think it is probably one of the most fun things because it makes you look at what's really going on. Lots of different people saying lots of different things. Aura shared an article from Google, and that
yeah.
was pretty interesting. So we're gonna get into that. I've got notes. And if you're joining us for the first time, or you're joining us on YouTube or Facebook business page, I'm Pip Seymour Digital Media, and this is
Rena Little from Littleworks Indie Media.
and our powers combined, we get together, a bunch of us marketers, and we talk about something interesting in marketing over in a Facebook group. That's where we're live. And hello, Glenna. Hi. That's awesome. Glad you're here. Glad you're joining us. We want to know your opinions on what you think is going to be happening this year coming up for marketing. I have a list of 13 plus things. Um, and I don't know. I'm super excited. I actually listened to a video by Neil Patel. I'll share it about the predictions, which actually gave me a little bit of extra inspiration. Not gonna lie. So okay, so there are at least 13, and we'll go through them and talk about each one. You guys chime in if you want. Tell us if we're wrong, what you think. Rena, so number one, and this is in no specific order.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So number one, influencer marketing will evolve into a common marketplace tactic. What do you think?
Absolutely. We already see it on TikTok. We see it growing on TikTok. We see it growing on Instagram, although I'm not on Instagram as much. But I do see that a lot of TikToks end up on Instagram, and people who, influencers who refer to their stuff on TikTok say, find the full thing on Instagram, the full video. So that happens, or on YouTube. So absolutely, I think that's going to be a really big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, we're doing things for clients now with shorts, and we're taking
Right.
reels, putting them
Yeah.
over to shorts, and that also feeds into something later down in our list about video shopping
Yes.
and
Yeah.
live video shopping.
I know. It's almost like the shopping channel has evolved.
It totally has. We'll see how it goes. I'm not one to. I mean, I have you seen like people selling like not jewelry, but like crystals, and it's in a sand thing, and it goes around. And they pull it.
Yeah.
I don't.
The,
I don't know.
what
I don't.
the videos that I find the most intriguing actually are the pearls
Oh, hold
and
on, hold on.
oyster
We're
videos.
echoing. What?
Oh no.
I put an echo, so see if it's happening now. Thank you so much, um, Glenna. Are you echoing? Are you echoing now?
Is it me who's echoing?
Yeah, it was. But I put on the use echo
Okay, I'll start.
cancellation.
I'm gonna close down some of my let's
Your
see if that's what the problem is. I might have
beautiful.
too much on this internet that I don't know very well.
Okay, y'all keep letting us know. Oh, it's gone.
Right.
No.
Terrific.
Thank you for being patient with us. We appreciate that. Good now. Yay. Thank you so much for that. So here's a great we Twitter will crash and burn.
It already is. I mean, honestly, did you see all the tweets that Elon's been pulling down about himself?
No.
Oh my goodness. So the free speech guy is like, just not only is he pulling down things that make him look poor, like for example, he was brought up on I forgot whose comedy show. I forgot whose comedy show. Maybe it's Chris Rock or somebody like that. But he was pulled up on stage and booed for 5 minutes. So somebody took a video of that, posted up. A few people did actually post it on Twitter, and he removed those and the accounts that posted them. So I mean, talk about censorship. I mean, his whole censorship argument just completely falls apart. You know?
Yeah,
It's
I heard he got.
some of us knew this from the beginning. It's just really convenient who you decide to take down and who you don't decide to take down, you know? Cray
It's.
cray. Who says cray cray? Who's that? So
I
I
think that's
I would
Glenna.
tend to agree.
That's awesome. Yeah, so Twitter is its own beast of morbid fun. To be honest, I'm not on there. I'm on TikTok. It seems I get carried away. Does that
Mm.
phrase not make you want to break into song? Um, it totally does. Okay, so far we got Twitter and we got influencer marketing and how that's going to change, which led into video,
Yeah.
live shopping. Um, Top industry leaders will pay to get noticed. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's already happening. Isn't that what influencer marketing kind of already is? And sort of, but I think yeah, absolutely, we're going to move into more of that. It's just people are moving away from the straight up advertising, and it does get a little bit boring, quite frankly. Um, so
It's also weird though, on TikTok. I mean, especially beauty influencers. For some reason, I follow a couple. I'm not sure why. Never my thing before. Um,
they
but I find it interesting, and you never know if they're being paid to be like, I use
usually
Kylie Cosmetics or whatever, right?
they usually tell you. Most of the ethical influencers will tell you when it's sponsored and when it's not sponsored. And I actually think they have to tag the sponsor in the little caption. So usually you see that they've been tagged, and there's usually a hashtag sponsorship down there.
And I
Um,
appreciate
but
that.
I don't know if there are rules about that, but I definitely know that if they're going to push that as an ad, so if the company who has sponsored them is going to push that as an ad, then they definitely have to declare it. It has to be declared properly.
Well, with the S&M teddy bear babies, the big kerfuffle. I don't know what brand it
Oh,
was.
I don't think I heard about that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So a fashion brand decided to dress teddy bears in S&M gear and have like they were teddy bear backpacks or something. I don't know. It went terribly awry, and the photographer ended up getting like death.
Oh, this is the what's it the B brand. I forgot what they're
Yeah,
called. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
did hear about that. Yeah, but that there was more. Yeah, the
But it
photographer
wasn't the photographer at all. Nothing. He had
got
nothing to do with it.
a, a photographer is following the direction of the creative director in the company. Either it's the in the agency, the marketing agency, or like the creative agency, or it's the creative in-house creative person who's come up with that. Yeah, they're in trouble for that. I mean, there are more there's more little things that are collapsing in on that story. There's also a woman who I forgot her name. She's actually one of the owners
Like
of
that we
that
haven't
big.
mentioned the names because
Sorry.
yay. I like that we
Yeah,
haven't mentioned the brands.
I know, I don't know these things. But yeah, she's actually like this has become a whole thing into the abuse that's been happening within the fashion industry and some of these really big brands. So the large company that owns a lot of the big high end fashion brands, um, they're the one of the granddaughters of the owner is suing a lot of them for sexual abuse now when she was a child.
Oh wow.
So it's totally imploded. Like it's gone into a completely different imploded or exploded. I'm not really sure. Maybe this is an explode rather than an implode.
Well, I think there are some industries that have really controlled the market
Yeah,
when it comes to advertising. So it's kind of being
yeah,
democratized, right? With
sort of. But
sort of
I don't like to use that word anymore in social media at all because
interesting.
it's not democratized. It's controlled, and it's um they're no, I don't democratized, no, but that's a whole we should have an entire conversation about
Good.
that.
But that's
Yeah.
it gets into the political realm of marketing, which marketing often, like with the Elon Musk thing, right? Like you
Well,
end up it does mix sometimes. We really try to stay specific on marketing and some of the funny aspects of,
well, if you're
other things.
trying
Oh, go on.
yeah, if you're trying to sell lifestyle, then lifestyle that is going to hit in like you can't really
You can't.
sell a lifestyle without hitting politics in some way.
And choosing,
Or
yeah, or
yeah,
yeah. So okay, so we got top industry leaders, and you know what, back in the day, do you remember when, in Canada anyway, the Bay, who's almost failed several times and is like a iconic in Canada, they got their
colonizer.
CEO, they, yeah, they got their CEO to do some ads in a time where that wasn't the norm, and
All right.
the common discussion was nobody wants to hear from the CEO. But now,
That's true, but that Wayland guy from Loblaws is the face of the company.
oh, I don't know that. I hate Loblaws. We can't
I
talk
know.
about, honestly. There's a lot. There's a lot, but we'll move on because yeah. Okay, so AI
Oh yeah, this is
is
my favorite
and the
conversation.
future. I think it's going to be very interesting. But
Yeah, it's kind of almost like the beginning of what social media was, very exciting and nobody really knew and everything was sort of playing with things. And it reminds me of those quizzes that everyone took where we were just sort of jumping on the quiz, doing the quiz, and all of our data was going out the door without us really knowing it because who reads the privacy
terms
things?
and
and
conditions,
and
yeah.
there's always, yeah, and there's always data leaks anyways. It doesn't matter if you understand the privacy or not, you do it, your stuff goes out, your friend's stuff goes out to the world. And so AI kind of reminds, like, I haven't jumped on that just because I still remember the sting of the quizzes. And this is going to be problematic in so many ways because what they're doing is organizing data for facial recognition. That's one thing. So we don't, I know that Facebook has been playing into that already. I don't know to what degree. I don't know how much more AI is going to be feeding into that.
Uh,
Um,
it's
but
it's gonna just take over, and so but Google's already fighting against it, right? Any
is it
gender,
really?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
So
I we got the and now the U.S. is poised to ban TikTok. That's also very interesting.
is it? They've been talking about that for years.
Yeah, but now there's like there's been some documentation put forward. I think
Oh, really?
lots of ethical questions about AI and writing. Yes, I think,
Totally. Yes. Ownership,
yeah,
intellectual property,
right,
like all of the, like, um uh, uh what can you use, what can't you use? What about if they say something that's incorrect and you're then liable? Who's liable for errors?
right.
Who
Well,
checks it,
you
you
know,
know?
it's funny how we get lost in our own industries, because I just said to you, like, yeah, Google's doing something about it. And you were like, oh, really? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess it's not like just common knowledge. So it's very
Yeah.
interesting that, because I didn't know anything about what Facebook's doing about it, but I know there's a good content um, algorithm update that's been rolling out for a little while now. Maybe going to finish
Yeah.
up at the end of this week.
And
There's been like
th-
6 updates, but
there's actually a TikTok that summarizes all of the ethical issues with AI, and some of the points were things that I hadn't even, it hadn't even crossed my imagination. I wouldn't have thought about that. I'll put the link in the
oh,
chat
yeah.
below
Do
in the
that.
cyberpunk geek marketing mixer Facebook group if you want to go there to find the link. Because it was like, it's so, there's so many things to it, there's so many levels to it, and everybody's just jumping on board so quickly. There was even a woman, I was watching her video, and she actually asked some interesting things to an AI chatbot on politics and emotions. And this chatbot actually told a little story that was so it created such an emotional response from her, and I can see why, because it sort of said why it was sad that it couldn't actually be sad. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wish I could experience more human emotion. That's what the
Ooh.
wish was, like the AI had a wish. Do you know what I mean? Like, the AI had a wish.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, it's the future is upon us.
The
It's like,
future,
how?
it is upon us with some, especially in the marketing industry, because that seems to be like just such a driving force of interest. And so I mean, we're going to see a lot of AI stuff.
Yeah.
we use AI stuff, but we also will take the content and use it as a starter or adjust. Oh yes, Skynet, so funny. This is so true about Skynet. But Phelan read me something yesterday about our course, and I was like, "Who wrote that?" And he was like, this AI system, and I was like, that sounded really good. I was like,
Yeah.
so that was interesting. I think there's, like with everything, I think we get all freaked out about AI doing taking away jobs kind of thing. People won't be able,
Yeah.
but it I think humans will be managing it. Like you can't
Possibly,
you
but
could you
possibly
need fact checking, you know?
possibly.
Like
But there's also like one guy in one of my chat rooms or my Slack chat things. He posted a an AI that builds you a website. It's like, okay, I'm done. And
yeah.
I'm gonna go play with that this week, probably this weekend. If not this weekend, then over
Ooh,
the
I
holidays
want to see
to
that.
see what it actually does. I want to see what the results are, what kind of code is in there, what kind of content ends up there. Like, is there any SEO happening? Like, where are the opportunities to streamline things, and where are the opportunities to still insert myself? Those are
Right,
the
if
things
we
I'm
if
looking
we
for.
harness it, we can utilize it in our businesses. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, to be honest, inside Google Ads we use things like scripts and rules which help us do our job. And honestly, part of the reason, and Google Sheets, and part of the reason is we can't find anybody exceptional to do
yeah,
this stuff, to do right. So we need these systems to help
that's
us
true.
manage. And if we are the harnessers of the software and use it to help us versus it taking over our stuff. I mean, I don't know how good is a website going to be if you can click a button and it gets created. Like there's a lot of creativity that goes into marketing, whether or not people think that or not. I think it's true, right? Like, you
I
know,
don't know. I had a conversation the other day with a filmmaker friend of mine who's like and a photographer. Well, she's a photographer and he's a filmmaker, and they're both deciding whether or not their professions are going to be viable in the future, you
in,
know? Yeah, so I mean it's a lot to think about for sure.
so yeah, this is
It's a
I mean
little
this
anxiety producing.
but
There are ethics to consider.
there are ethics, right?
Yeah.
There's, we know there's a lot of bad players in the marketplace, no matter what
Yes.
industry. So we and people with us kind of like to do the right things. To like, I heard about this concept yesterday from somebody about how you can open a nonprofit and then you can get the Google Ads grant and then you can get leads and then just give a percentage to your business. Now,
But it's
personally,
actually the Canadian not profit. It's hard to get that organized. You can't
oh,
just.
yeah, they weren't Canadian.
That's
Um,
that's what I was thinking right
right.
there.
But
Like,
but that being said, I mean, what, we do some nonprofit things. I would do get the ads for the nonprofit.
yeah,
And there's when you do the right, not the right, when you try to practice, what you think is best practices to support everybody, and be kind, I think that you do better. Actually, when I shared the video with Neil Patel, that's one of the things he says about how he did well in his business, right?
right.
About being kind, being helpful, the internet rules of how to get ahead in
Yeah.
marketing. Be nice, be kind, be helpful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there's the
but
prediction. More of that.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
Rita's like, oh,
I like that idea, but I don't feel like a lot of people that have done well have done that. I think a lot of them have scooped
I
clients,
think people change over
said things that
time.
are
I think people
incorrect.
change and things change. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay, next one. LinkedIn for B2B.
Yeah,
This
that one's
they've
looking
improved.
that
Who's on LinkedIn?
yeah,
Who
super
uses
hot.
it?
It's a super hot space for
Oh, what
B2B.
happened, Rena? You're gone. Something happened.
What?
I cannot hear you.
You can't hear me?
What? I could see you. It's on your computer. Cause like, no, it's on mine. Maybe.
Nothing's changed.
Oh no, something changed.
Oh no. What the heck?
Oh wait, it's not you. It's me.
What?
I can hear
Is
you.
it okay? Okay, great.
My headphones switched. Um, Skynet, yes,
Oh, my favorite thing that happens.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
B2B and
So
LinkedIn.
yeah, LinkedIn is amazing. It's going to be really hot. It's like I've seen like what people are actually doing is there's still an algorithm that you can game, right? So people are still putting out highly clickable, highly reactive posts to get that algorithm going. So I saw one today.
Okay.
They look like they're either something that's super inspiring and super fun, and people just go, "Yeah." They go, "Yeah," because LinkedIn puts those really fun little, automatic reaction words that you can comment with. You don't actually have to think about what to say, you just choose one,
Mm.
and if you've got the right post with the right group of people, you can really, game that algorithm, which is great.
Oh,
So
game
that's one
system.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
And
Although
then
it's
there are some really great third-party apps that you can use to do things like, Pip, to do things like, send in mail. You can do, and you can scrape contacts and create. There's just a lot of things that are starting to cater to LinkedIn, and they've changed their groups run really well. Their personal profiles run really well. I don't find the business pages are particularly great. The ads cost a lot. You can do retargeting ads on LinkedIn. You didn't used to be able to do that in the olden days. I think those retargeting ads could be quite useful for the
I,
right for the right business. Um, so they seem to have moved a little bit away from being the place where you find jobs and post for job opportunities to actually doing business, which I think is a big shift.
it's interesting because so I have LinkedIn pages. I am in groups. I don't spend much time there. However, when LinkedIn came out, yes, I'm that old. Um, uh, I never had to look for a job again. I got headhunted. I was in marketing sales. So,
Yeah.
so I have a very soft spot. I will tell you, like LinkedIn probably saved my life. Getting headhunted, right? Yeah. And so I do have a soft spot, but I've never. I think it's a good platform for businesses, business B2B. But who's on there? Right? Like who's spending time on there? Is it the employees? Is it the CEO? Is it the CFO? Like who?
Everyone's spending time on there as far as I can see. Everyone. I follow CEOs, I follow business influencers, I follow regular people. And it's just really great because
It's business
the,
focused.
the, pardon me?
Business focused, maybe a little more than like other platforms.
I would say it was business focused for a very long time, but now you get a lot of weird, I call them weirdo posts that I feel really don't belong on LinkedIn. But again, they're set up to be sort of not clickbaity, but to get a reaction from people so that they can get that algorithmic social proof. So if your post is going out to thousands of people and you're getting thousands of likes, then that somehow gives you some kind of social proof or clout over the next dude.
Don't we all look when we're in LinkedIn like at the like cuz I think the LinkedIn has the cutest little symbols for like
Yeah, they do.
love,
I like
right?
the one with the
And so
hand
you
with
do
the
look at
heart.
those, you're like, what's going on? You
Yeah.
know? So okay,
Yeah, it's really
LinkedIn
cute.
B2B. It's gonna
I
be
like the applause. That's my favorite. It's
oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
very good, very good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
So I think okay, so I think that's gonna grow, and I mean, I can even feel myself wanting to go back over there, but I have a soft spot.
I mean, haven't we all noticed that our LinkedIn DMs are just packed? We're just getting way more
I don't respond honestly, like
I don't
unless
either.
I've met you or we've made some
Yeah.
connection, then I'll be I'll
Oh,
be
really, hey?
connected.
Yeah.
But I mean it, and I there's a lot of I find there's a lot of junk, and then they're
There's
trying
a
to
lot
sell
of
me
junk.
stuff.
That's what I mean. Like, I think that, but it must be working. Otherwise, people wouldn't do that, right? So I
Well,
figure
is
it's
it working or is it are
well,
we
I was
content with
talking
the
to the
vanity metrics like I got like 55 new leads, blah
sometimes.
blah blah, you know?
Well, I don't know, but I did talk to a fellow who specializes in LinkedIn for his clients, and I'm looking at
Smart.
maybe perhaps getting some work done with him. And he was saying that it is just a numbers game, that you put out enough and you get, I can't remember what he said the ratio was, but you put out enough that's fairly targeted, and then you get leads and sales from that. So we'll see how that goes. But again, he uses a couple of different methods. One is the inbox thing, and I find that really annoying
Hmm.
because I don't like the way they set up their questions. You know, I had somebody send me a question and I gave a very thorough answer because it was a person that I knew, only to find out later that it was, I got like, when I
Automated.
gave the answer, I got a heart response, and I'm like, that's weird. And it turns out it was her VA.
Of course.
Sending me the questions, and I'm like, I don't dig that. So I like LinkedIn when it's actually used for real personal touch networking, like, as
This is
if you're
the thing,
doing
though,
in person.
so the things that aren't scalable, like you want to talk to the person, right?
Yeah.
So to make it scalable, I mean, there are people. One should never assume via email, text message,
Mhm.
um, messenger message that you are actually talking to the person that you
That's
think
right,
you're.
and I find that shady. I don't like that. I would prefer if somebody, like, for example, when I DM'd the CEO of the Bank of Montreal, when I had a big complaint that I wanted to lay down,
Let me just
uh
laugh at you there for a
I
second.
know, I know, but here's the thing, the guy who got back to me said, "Hey, I'm so and so's assistant."
Yeah,
That is appropriate. This kind of like, I mean, that's the thing about
that's
LinkedIn. You want it,
I like
right?
that.
That's right. So and there are ways of doing it so that actually, what I'm complaining about is
The
the
pretend.
way that it's done, not the methodology itself. But I think that you can actually, I think that there's lots to be done. I think it can be scalable. I just think it's
It's
been
true.
done very poorly.
Because you can technically, I mean, sending enough messages, talking to enough people, you get some of the
Yeah.
same questions. And
Yeah.
if you have the bank of questions, it can be a cut and paste. And then
Yeah.
if your VA messages you anytime there's something, you
To
know,
yeah,
to
to respond to.
to respond to, so
And
you
don't send a
technically
heart
are.
emoji,
Yeah,
that's
right.
true. And then the other thing that I was gonna say is, I mean, I think LinkedIn's amazing. Whenever I am at a networking online thing, any kind of online networking, I am on LinkedIn on the other tab, searching for the people that are in the room so that I can send them a message saying, "Hey, it was really great to meet you today."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I can keep track of them because we're not getting business cards at those events anymore.
Thank goodness. Who
Yeah.
didn't have a stack you never used? You only cleaned your teeth with them. Come on now.
All
Um,
right. We've only
okay,
got a
so
couple minutes. So what else is on our list?
we got live and short video content, huge.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
right? Uh, like I don't know about you all, but it I find it just a fast, effective way to communicate information. Um,
I did a little poll in our cyberpunk geek
you
group, and everybody was into reading the articles and not watching videos, and I was stunned.
it's good to
What do you
both.
think of that?
So because every people are different, right? But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I think like because all I usually go to YouTube to watch videos. I want to read blog posts. I haven't had time. I have people I follow. I love their stuff. It's open. How many people have a tab open with a blog article they want to read still, and it's been like 3 days.
I know. I have a whole I have a whole bookmark section for it's called Read This, that I never get back to.
Yeah,
But
I
if
uh,
there's a video, then I can kind of play it while I'm doing something else,
right.
you know?
Yeah, yeah. So both is good. I mean, we do put
Yeah.
this video live, Facebook video live on YouTube. On we use it as a podcast now. I think we some people are doing
Yeah.
blogging. It's interesting information. So um, I think Glenn is saying, yeah, me too. Connecting in real time on LinkedIn is good for networking. Yeah, I think hey, we should connect over there. Just saying. But
Totally.
I don't know about the Facebook groups. I don't know what Rena's talking about. Social media will become more of a customer facing tool. I think we've already seen that. I think people will be moving away from Twitter, maybe. Um,
So,
and like,
man.
I thought that was good. So how many of us have messaged companies on different social networks? And what social network would you message a company on to get a response? Like,
Yeah,
where did
that's
you
it.
message
Like
the
that.
bank, dude?
Yeah, I did. I on LinkedIn for sure.
Okay, so
Yeah.
LinkedIn. Okay, that
Yeah.
might be one.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, I do go to LinkedIn a lot actually to find people to research to see who they're about, what their companies are, what else they've done
mhm.
in the past, what their affiliations are, because you can list out your where you volunteer, your associations that you're a part of. Like you get a really good complete view of a person without actually having to ask them any questions at all.
Right? Yes, it's true. So we're getting asked short form video on YouTube. Good idea or no? Yeah, I honestly we're helping a business owner and we switched to
There-
repurposing their content and optimizing it. And actually, cute as they are, so I optimized a video for them, a long form actually, and so they copied what I did, but they missed a couple things, and so you could actually see the number difference between the
Oh,
optimized video and the unoptimized video, which it wasn't that much, but it was enough. That being
but
said, the short video is on YouTube has bumped increase in their website visits.
I found it was a bit of a slow burn when I started doing the YouTube shorts. And the one thing that you have to also remember is that when you do YouTube shorts, you can't embed that video onto your website. So then you're not able to do the SEO juju for your
Well,
website.
you can actually make, I mean, you still optimize the text. You can add an SRT file, you can do location,
No, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm
but
saying that
it's
you
not
can't.
going to the website. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part, and that's the part that I was kind of disappointed because I was ready to write up some blog posts and have the little video go with it, and it's like, oh darn,
You
you
could do a
know?
longer video with the chapters. Yeah, and I like the
Yeah.
shorts. I think they're good. I think they look good. Ooh. Oh, it's Aura. Sorry, buddy. And yay. I love that you're here. How do you optimize for short videos? Interesting. Good question. And with that, we gotta go. No, we are out of time. But two things. We'll answer this, and we'll take the rest of our predictions to Friday's
All
happy
right.
hour.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you want to talk about it more on
Oh
Friday
my
with
god, it's
us,
so
4 o'clock.
exciting. Because we missed, these are the ones we quickly missed, and then Aura will answer your question. Cookieless future, voice search, um, inbound marketing is going to be a thing. We talked about AI, but there's VR and AR. Yes, it's all a lot, but so it's all virtual stuff, and that's going to grow. And then small businesses are going to get more savvy taking courses. Um, but okay, so ooh, we'd love to see you at happy hour. I'm going. It's the end
Right
of
on.
the year. It's time to have happy hour. And
Right on.
right, and
It's
with this will be
a
fun.
holiday edition.
Predictions will be great. Okay, so Aura's question was, how do you optimize for short videos? So if you were trying to rank on YouTube, right,
Mhm.
that's the best strategy. But it does seem to help you on your website with new visitors. That's what we've seen with a couple people. Now you have a description in your video, you add the SRT file, you add the location. There's a little spot you tick for the location, right? And maybe you add the most important end card if
Yeah.
you can.
And I think that people should really try using a title,
Generator.
not generator, but I forgot what we call it. I've lost the word, but the checker, like a title checker, and it gives you
Mm-hmm.
some ideas of how to amp up your titles a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I use one all the time. It's
Do
like,
you?
yeah, totally. I put everything through because otherwise my titles are boring because I'm not a writer. And you want to have that emotional connection. You
Mm-hmm.
want to provide that emotional connection right in the title to get that first,
Yeah.
interest.
Yes, TubeBuddy. I love TubeBuddy. The other thing to do at the bottom of the video, you could make the chapters. I mean, they don't show up on a short, but just having link back information to all your digital assets, right? Or
Oh
maybe
yeah,
to get
I
your
put
quiz or
yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah, oh, link back to your site. That's just rule number one.
Always link back to your site. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? With live videos, technically, I think we'd see more juice if we went in and optimized them after. Um, and that's all we got.
I do. I go
Uh,
in and optimize all mine after, but I still haven't seen that much on my YouTube. I gotta have you look at it, Pip. That's the I'm gonna
right.
I'm gonna go back and find that chapter on your course on
Or
YouTube.
I'm gonna look at yours, and I'll see you in book club, my friend. Maybe we can talk about it a little bit because we haven't had our girl time. Um, that being said, join us Friday for happy hour at 4 to 5 Pacific in the Facebook group. You got to be a member to join us. Rena is going to share her headline and title
I will.
tool. I will
Yeah.
share the two things and Aura's article again in the comments in the Facebook group. And next week, we will see you next week for the last live of the year. All
Oh wow. Yay.
right, bye.
Bye.